Hey, everybody, it's your captain. The episode you are about to listen to is the lost episode. We were able to get it out of the other software, put it together, get it mixed, and here we go. Keep in mind, you are not entering the bizarro world. Some of the references are from the last 3 weeks, so keep that in mind when you're listening. Let us know what you think. Stay tuned. Enjoy.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the ride.
Well, I need to go. I need to go. I need you to say go.
Let's go! We've got a coaching problem.
Struggling.
We're still playing Little League rules where we move kids around everywhere.
The problem is you're not the coach.
No, I want nothing to do with that crap. That is not. That's a little bit above my pay grade.
That's politics. That's all that is.
Okay, so yeah, we got a little coaching issue, but we're working through it. We're we got. I touched.
You touched it.
Anywho, so we got a doubleheader tonight. We got the big Johnny Range Walleye fundraiser tonight. That's a big deal.
It is? Where's that at?
The Gillespie Center. And,
oh, Jesus.
And, it's a huge event. I got to show my face there. But we also have opening night for Mary Poppins. This is big. This is big stuff.
There's a lot going down at West Tucker right now.
Oh, my gosh.
We
it's
are
massive.
Busy. We're busy.
I got, I don't know. I think I got the singer in the band is what I got. He's got a couple different roles. I think he actually has to have a clothes change in the middle, hair and makeup, that kind of thing. Should be good. Should be real good.
So how are you going to go to 2 baseball games and Mary Poppins in one night?
Well, you know what? I made the call. I picked him up some special beef jerky and some snacks at Menards. So now I'm going to go to, I called him. I'm like, hey, I might not make opening night. Is that a big deal? And he goes, no. He goes, it doesn't matter. He goes, it's the next 4 days, so I'll just hit one of those. That way we're representing at every show, baby.
He's got to hone his craft for a couple shows.
Yeah,
before
exactly.
You get in
I don't
there.
want to see all the little flubs of the first night. I want straight up go. So we'll see. I think he'll do fine. I don't know that he has a huge part. So, and I think the kid's on the hill tonight, so I got to get there. I mean, really.
Jeez. Yeah, no kidding.
That could be a big deal.
That decision was made for you.
So, yeah, we're going to do that and keep things rolling along. Hey, I got to tell you, I've had an adventurous week. So I had this new bookkeeper, because I go through bookkeepers like freaking you wouldn't believe, man. Well,
yeah.
You probably know. I have a pretty high turn ratio in the bookkeeper land. The land of bookkeeper.
A lot of churn.
So I got to drop all this paperwork off with my bookkeeper, my new one. And she's like, well, she goes, just scan it. And I said, well, I'm going to be everywhere today. Why don't I just drop it off? Where are you going to be? Because I'm literally all over the city. So let me know and I'll drop it off. She goes, well, you could drop it off here or you could drop it off here. And I'm like, well, what works better? She goes, well, I'll be at my office, so drop it off there. All right, fine. So, and I know the area. She's in Northeast. I know the area very well, but I roll in there, park the car. I've never met this lady. And I go into this building that I've driven by a million times. And it's like a flippin' labyrinth in there. Like it's one level. And I actually have to stop somebody on my journey to say, where do you think this suite number is? Like these numbers aren't working. It just doesn't make any sense. So I ask her where it is, and she's like, oh yeah. She goes, you got to go that way and that way. So I finally get there, right? And it's like a industrial building. So I crack.
Wait a minute. Were a lot of the tenants in here like artists and sculptors?
I would say beyond.
Yeah.
Beyond. Do you know the building?
Yeah, it's every building in Northeast.
Correct.
Nailed
You're
it.
in my world now.
So I get over there and I finally get to the deal, and it's big double steel doors, no windows. So I crack the door open and there's a full bar in this place. And there's two people sitting at the bar, and there's a guy behind the counter making food. So there's a kegerator with 2 kegs in it, 2 taps. And these people are like, can I help you? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what kind of world I just walked into. So
You go, I hope so, because I hope you're my new bookkeeper.
well, I'm thinking I'm going to be picking up a job. This is
It's like the fifth dimension.
oh my gosh, it was so anyway, I'm like, I'm here for blah 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 blah, and she goes, well, her desk's right over there. Go take a look, and it's this open concept where it's like they have partitions between, but they're short.
Yeah.
And like cubicles
They're like
have
bamboo.
a couch in them. So I'm like, this is cool. So I go check it out, and I get back there, she's not there. So I'm like, okay, well, can I hang out? And they're like, well, yeah. Why don't I take you over to customer service, and he'll keep you entertained for a while. So I'm like, what exactly do you guys do here? They go, this is unbelievable. They said that Lego doesn't make military parts for their Legos. They don't make guns. They don't make anything military related. This whole company is based on making military things for Legos. They don't even have like a contract to get wholesale Legos. They pay retail for Legos, and then they customize them. They got 3D printers. They got like paint booths for little Lego dudes and Lego parts.
Seriously?
Oh
So
my
they
gosh!
go like to Target, buy Legos, bring them there.
Well,
and
I don't
make
think they go to
things.
Target, but yeah, basically. So he shows me some stuff. Which,
This is like the Halliburton for Legos.
Right.
well, and so they introduced me to this dude in the back who I believe is a shipping guy, but he literally like I think he was sporting a chubby the whole time we were talking, because this is Candyland to him. Like he was so happy to be able to. He sits me down at his desk and he's showing me all of his little tanks and everything at his desk, and I'm like, huh. Awesome. Well, go ahead.
What role does your bookkeeper play here?
That's what I want to know.
She's the finance. She like controls all the money. And we gotta discuss scale here. I don't want to give away too much information, but they basically, he shows me this box and he gives me the Lego box, and these Lego boxes are like no other. This Lego box was probably 24 inches by 18 inches. And it probably weighed 40 pounds, because they packed the Legos in there so tight with all the pieces and all the parts. And he goes, look at this is our pride and joy. I said, oh, all right. This is like a B-15 or whatever, the big bomber or whatever.
B-17. You told me that.
I showed Dave the picture.
Yep, you did.
And I'm like, oh, this is cool. He goes, yeah, we pre-sold them. We made 100 of them. We pre-sold 80 of them. $1,700.
What?
Yes. I'm like, dude, this isn't normal. You realize this isn't normal, right? And he's like, yeah, well, whoever over here is his wife. They met on the job and they work in shipping together, I think. Happier than happy. They drive around in a little van and go to all the shows throughout the year. And it's like
whoa. Who are they selling these things to?
Well, I think it's serious buyers. I mean, like serious Lego people. Because he showed me this one set, because I'm looking around and I'm like, God, I got to buy something to show the kids, you know. He shows me this little Lego set with 4 dudes in it. He goes, you recognize those guys? I'm like, not really. And he goes, that's the volleyball team from Top Gun, dude. I'm like, oh yeah, I can kind of see that, in a Lego kind of way.
Yeah.
How into yet Legos do you have to be to spend $1,700 on Legos?
Well, you got some explaining to do. I know some people that would do it though. I know one person for sure who would do it.
You need to name them right now.
No, I
on this
can't.
show.
I cannot. I
It
cannot.
needs
He's
to
a
happen.
listener and a fan. He knows who he is. But anyway, so he's giving me the tour and everything, and they got a whole wall of like them planting the flag at Normandy out of Legos. It's incredible. Wow. Oh, anyway, back to the Top Gun collection. So these 4 little dudes have their little helmets from, like Maverick and Goose helmets,
Nice.
And then they got the clothes on that they wore during the volleyball scene.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, those are kind of cool. I might have to buy those. $120. I'm like, are you out of your mind? What?
For 4 dudes?
For the 4 dudes?
Yeah. Because they're limited edition. He goes, we can't keep
$30 a piece.
He goes, we can't keep them on the shelf. But he said that they in this Landon. Oh God, I'm using a lot of names. This Landon guy's name is on everything, and he basically does the artwork, and then they have this thing that like prints it on the Legos. It's crazy.
Okay. So wait a minute. This has zero to do with Lego, right? The company.
Well, other than their Legos, no, there's no like affiliation. But
I mean,
this guy
how
told
are
me
they
there's like several companies that do this. Like this one's called, this one's called BrickmMania, and there's like other ones, but they play with Legos all day, and they have a bar in their freaking job. But then the little dude, right, the little dude who loves his job, he goes, actually, back in the day of the war, they built the bombs right here. Like, look at those steel beams. That's how they move the bombs around the warehouse. I'm like, this is
all right, pilot.
Yeah. Then I'm like, I got to get going. I got the old JOB getting in the way. So then I'm like, I could just drop this off on her desk and be on my way. I said, you probably have stuff to do. So then he takes me over there, and she sits near this designer guy, and the designer guy's looking at this guy who's just so happy, telling me how he gets every Lego signed by Landon that he designs. And Landon looks at him and goes, is there something you should be doing? Like, come on, dude. But there's a showroom. So what we got to do is get Andy and Adam and maybe Cole and go down to the showroom. They have like a scale model of the SS Missouri in there out of Legos.
Not at those prices, dude.
Yeah, no.
Well, no, we'll stop at Walmart and get a Lego kit on the way home. Or actually, we'll get Duplo or whatever, the generic Legos.
Yeah.
But I was blown away. So anyway, I throw my backpack on.
Crazy.
And I'm leaving.
Unbelievable.
And I'm trying to find my way out of this place. And I walk by another place that's like something mosaics. And it says, customers welcome. So I roll in there. And they're making tiles. So I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You make them here? Oh, yeah, we're all custom made. Everything's custom. I'm like, really? And there's a designer sitting there with a lady and whatever. And this lady goes, would you like a tour? I'm like, well, hell yes, I want a tour. So she goes, well, you have to wear these safety glasses. And we start walking through. And there's probably like 10 people working there. And of course, there's a couple dogs. But like one lady's rolling out the clay.
The poor Lego guy's like, job my ass. You didn't have to get out of here.
Well, I felt like he was going to get fired if I didn't, because you can't hang out all day. My next thing was going to be to ask him for a beer.
I'll go sit down at the bar. And just
I'll be over at the bar waiting it out. But so I got the tour of the tile factory, and like literally no automation at all. They're doing all this by hand, and Betsy's doing this, and Veronica's doing this, and Tommy's doing this. And I'm going through, and then again, I'm like, hey, I should buy something just to show, my peeps that I was here.
Are they like hand painting tiles?
Oh, hand painted,
or what are they
everything. They got like 8 kilns over there. And so they go by this one, and this tile's probably 6 inches by 6 inches, and then it has a little diamond shape that protrudes out. It's got a little hole in it where you could actually tuck a flower, so you'd have a flower coming out of your tile. And
wow.
I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. How much are these, $80. I said, for everything on the table? She goes, no, for one tile. I'm like, oh, I'm good. She goes, well, we're a custom shop. Everything's custom. I'm like, of course it is. Yeah, I'm going to be going now. But what I did say was, I'd really like to get a look at that electric bill. You're rocking 8 kilns at 1,800 degrees. Come on.
It's got to be huge.
Therefore, the $80 a tile.
Exactly.
Did they look good, or were they just too artsy?
No, it's cool. It's cool. And then they have a dude on a table, which I got a picture of, but they lay that mesh out. When you lay floor tile or whatever, they're on that mesh.
Yep.
He's got the mesh, and he's like designing the layout. He goes, so if you want something custom, we'll lay it out for you for a backsplash. And then it's all like on that mesh, and you just lick and stick.
That's a killer idea. So they come measure it up at your house, go back, build it,
I'm thinking
bring it in.
Your designer has a guy who measures it, and then your designer tells your architect what the size is, and then your architect does a rendering.
Of course. So because it's $80 a tile,
so
you've got
$80 a tile. You're like $6,000 into getting to
got
that point.
People.
Right. Have your people call my people. So yeah, that was my Tuesday, man. What an adventure.
Yeah. And after all that, by the way, the tiles are going to take about 14 weeks to make.
Well, there's a backup. But literally, like, remember when you were in art class and you did, they came in with that huge block of clay?
Yeah.
That's how it all starts, baby. Big block of clay. But could you imagine how fast you would want to put a bullet in your head if you had to paint one tile, one color all day? Like, I painted 700 tiles brick color today. I couldn't do it. There's no way.
Don't they lay them out and just roll them, or what? They hand paint them?
Hand brush them.
Are you kidding
Hand brush them. I'm telling you, there was some.
You can't charge a premium, Dave, if you're cutting corners like that.
Evidently.
It was funny though because they had a gal working there. I didn't get a name, but
Working loosely.
But obviously, she didn't plan on seeing any customers that day because I'm not sure where that outfit came from. But at some point, I think I got hit by a lawnmower because it was awesome.
Grunge?
It accented, total grunge. Good call.
I felt it.
Hey, speaking of which, you know where that
it.
Northeast Ice Arena is?
Yeah,
It's
do.
right there.
Right next to it?
Right, but no,
That's the old Edison Ice Arena.
Yeah,
Right
blue-
on
with
Central.
Yeah, right.
Yes, yep.
There's that weird coffee shop right there.
Yep.
And that sweet lumber company's right there. Bam! Love that area. I might have to go back. I might just start touring these warehouses, man. It's an adventure. So I was talking to my bookkeeper, and I'm like, great workplace. She goes, yeah, it really doesn't suck.
Yeah. No kidding. Good way
No
to
doubt.
put it.
I'm going to work late tonight because I'm too drunk to drive home. That is how
Feel
it
free to
works,
barf.
baby. I'm telling you, it was so cool. I can't believe there's people out there that'll pay that money for Legos. Because Legos by themselves are expensive, like out of the gate.
Oh, God. The last time we went to the Mall of America, which is not very often,
Yeah.
they have a Lego thing there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like,
Lego
and I thought they were nuts. There was a Millennium Falcon, you know, like the Star Wars,
Hell yeah. I spent,
$800.
Did you buy it?
Oh, no.
You got two?
For $800, do they put it together for you, or do you have to put it together
That's
yourself?
the fun part. Hey, I got a question for you. Speaking of Mall of America, when was the last time you went to an ATM? Is that in your normal repertoire?
Not long ago.
Tuesday.
Not long ago.
I don't ever go to ATMs
Why?
Yeah, not very often.
because I don't
but here
like to
and there.
pay money to get my money. But
Yeah.
I found out on an app where I can go and they don't charge me.
Yeah,
So-
I have one near my office that does not charge me.
So today I'm going to the DMV because I need some licenses. And I'm like, they aren't going to take, they charge you to use a debit card. So I'm like, screw it. I'm going to go get cash. And how is it that in 2019, there are people who don't know how to work an ATM? Like, do you just want to beat the living shit out of them right there? I mean, really, like, come on.
Like staring at it all confused and shit.
Like, oh, this is high tech.
Or if you're the person out there who has to get out of your fucking vehicle to run an ATM, well, it's unacceptable.
Completely.
Well, the fact of the matter is I think this guy.
Did you get out?
Me? No.
Yeah.
No.
I think he might have
no,
He kind
no.
of backed up in his
There
chair
actually
a little bit.
there was one available at the bank that I could have gotten out of my car and gone to, but I'm like, this guy can't take that long. I mean, really,
Right.
how long should an ATM stop? I mean, you shouldn't be there for more than 3
45
minutes.
seconds.
Well, come on.
Minutes.
3 minutes is on the far outside.
That's when you.
Yeah.
Well, I like to get a custom amount of money. I don't like to just grab a quick 40.
Are you talking 3 cars back 3 minutes or 1 car behind at 3 minutes?
There was one guy ahead of me.
That's a 45-second deal.
No, I was
End of
there
the
for.
story.
I was probably looking at 5 minutes, and I don't even know if the guy got money. I think he just left. He had the red box anxiety kicking, and he had to just leave.
Yeah.
He couldn't handle the pressure of having me behind him.
You should have laid on the horn.
Well, I
and
was.
just
I was
see it
honking
just
and
blow up.
swearing quite loudly to the point where he thought it was safer just to run. I don't know. So anyway, there's your ATM nug for today. I don't go there very often, but when I do, I like to get in and get out. Man alive. You know what I've been hitting a lot of lately? And I'm sure you run into this too, because you go out and meet the people. You're out there with the people.
Oh yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, did you see Jumpa Joe Biden's getting in the race?
So we do that weeks ago.
Well, I know we knew it, but he made it official through a YouTube announcement or whatever.
That's the thing to do now, I guess.
But
Right?
there's like 75 people in the Democratic race right now. And Joe Biden, who has the most experience of any of them, is going to announce his candidacy, and he's got a monitor in his ear. He couldn't remember what to say for the 3-minute shtick that he announced on YouTube. It wasn't even live.
Really?
Yeah, he had a monitor in his ear so that if somebody could.
Oh, no, it was probably he was expecting the crowd's cheer to be so loud he needed to be able to hear him. It's like a rock band. They have the monitor in front of them on the stage.
No,
Hear.
no. He was in his personal den at his house. There was no crowd.
Really?
Yeah, he got up in the morning, got ready, did his hair, put his studio monitor in, sat down in his office and said, I'm running for president. And then, it was like 3 minutes of,
Yeah.
But in case he, so I think on that alone, he's out. I mean,
He's
really.
horrible.
You can't remember your 3-minute shtick on running for president?
He's not getting elected. They can't go, and I don't mean to get overtly political here, but hey, let's go. We can always edit it.
It's the political
Yep.
corner.
Yeah.
I got 2 words to tell you why he's not going to make the nomination.
Okay, say it right when I finish because they're going to be awesome. You cannot. They are going to be awesome because I think I know where you're going.
Yeah.
No, here's what I think the deal is. They're sitting there bitching about old white guys and all this
That's
thing
it.
happening. And
Old
then
white man.
Now we have an old white man trying to run. Not going to happen. Agreed or not?
Not going to happen.
See,
I had
those
2
are
my
words.
2 words. Old white man.
I knew it was
Well,
coming.
I think that's more than 2 words. But we struggled to count last show
That's
too.
kinda
so
3.
At least we're consistent. I got 2 words. That's why Joe Biden's not going to win. Donald Trump, baby. I'm bringing my plane and my 6-pack of whoop ass. Nobody. Mark this on the thing, on the calendar. There's no damn way anybody's going to beat him in 2020. I'll take any bet, anyone right now.
If you did a debate, I'm not going to bet it because I think you're right. But if you did a debate with that,
Yeah.
here's how it would go. Joe Biden, Donald Trump's a racist and against African Americans. Donald Trump, well, Joe, I'm changing your policy that put a bunch of them in jail. Joe Biden goes,
Well, and that's
that's exactly
what they're going to try and do. They want to let criminals vote. They want to let the illegals vote so
Right.
that they can come in and easily be swayed to say, hey, Donald Trump doesn't like you. Bullshit. He doesn't care.
He's letting them go. They put him in jail.
You know what Donald Trump needs is a African-American mistress. That'll take care of a lot of problems.
Oh, my God, that's comedy gold.
Let's not rule it out that it's already occurred.
Hey now, we don't know that. But I'm just telling you, and I really would like to get the word out, pass the word. Anybody who knows Amy Klobuchar, we got an extra microphone whenever she wants to come in, because I'd really like an explanation on who's running the Senate seat while she's touring America to run against 25 other people. Come on, this is dumb.
For a seat they can't win.
While they're still railing Donald Trump because there may have been collusion. So they're going to get that. So now let's go after his taxes again. Give me a break. Give me a break. I'm telling you, it's going to be Donald in 2020, Ivanka in 2024. These are predictions, dude. You might as well run to Vegas and put money on this shit.
I'm writing them down right now.
This is happening. Hey, speaking of which, Ice Out update. Dave, what say you?
I don't want to talk about it because I lost.
Oh, well.
Here's what happened. The rain fucked me is what happened.
Well,
I had it perfect.
Everybody has to blame somebody.
I didn't look at the National Weather Service, and I got fucked by the rain.
A bet's a bet, dude. You can't go back
What?
on it now.
Okay,
What
so
was the official day?
I
Let me know.
picked the 24th. You picked the 22nd.
Yep.
Darren picked the 21st just to try to prices right you on that. Just
Yeah,
come
yeah,
underneath
totally.
you. That was weak.
Therefore, Darren gets the W.
It was the 20th. He won.
Circle gets a square. Darren
Saturday.
wins.
Oh, it was the 20th?
Yep, last Saturday it came out.
Good job, Darren.
Aw. I'd like to thank all the little people that made this possible. There should be a trophy for that. Maybe not. Hey, you know what's really weird, though? Oh, I got to get back to where I started with old Jumpin' Joe Biden. So you go out and you see the people and you're out shaking hands. twice today, I go to talk to people, and their breath is so bad. Like, oh my, well, the one guy only had like 3 teeth left, so I'm guessing there might have been a little problem. We had a little loss due to stank. But I'm talking to this guy, and I'm like, getting a little nauseous. I'm like, I got to leave the area, dude. Your breath is really bad. And earlier today, I'm talking to a guy, and I'm like, he's in a sales position. The first guy I talked to, I'm like, come on. You're not aware of that? You're not aware that maybe somebody took a shit in your mouth a couple hours ago? That's what I should have said. Did you throw up recently?
The second dude wasn't like the producer of the DK Project, was he?
No, the second one was a guy who's on the verge of being homeless, I think.
Oh, poor guy.
God.
Well, I mean, like, he's moving. I'm not saying him. I don't know. That dental plan looks homeless, though. That's funny. I don't care what you say. I'm thinking, you know how much faster you could brush your teeth if you just had 3 of them? I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean, what a waste that electric toothbrush would be. I've never waited for the beep before because I just got the 3.
You probably just need like a cloth at that point.
I'm thinking he might as well just give up and go for the set that you could put in the dishwasher and be done with it.
Well, you could really make those 3 pretty badass. Just a lot of attention on them.
Wow, did you see his teeth? Yeah, there's only 3. No, they're white as white, man.
They are pearls.
I would actually probably let him go and let him be blacker than black, and then just be talking to someone and have one go. Oh, son of a bitch! You see that much tooth out?
It kind of like the Carl bit where it lands on the page that they're kind of trying to sell. He's got to sweep it off.
So, dude, do I want to get into the Carl bit?
You may want to. That was a long time ago.
Carl Gramitz, architect extraordinaire. I haven't heard from the guy in forever. I don't even know if he's still around. So I got this house, my second house that I purchased in my life.
This is a long time ago.
Really long ago. And so I'm doing a little remod, and he's doing the drawings on it. So he and my wife and I are sitting at my kitchen table. I got the blueprints spread out all over the table. We're going over, changing this, moving this, doing that. We're going back and forth, and it's probably, I don't know, we're probably 15 into the meeting, maybe 20. And the wife's on my left, Carl Gramitz is on my right. And I'm in the middle, and I'm talking, using my hands a lot. And then all of a sudden I hear this, and I'm like, and I look down, and a little booger fell out of my nose onto the blueprint. So I had to give her the quick sweep like nobody looked, but it got real quiet in there all of a sudden.
That's a showstopper at a meeting.
If it's making that noise, it's a big one.
You know what? Because it was a little, the blueprint paper was a little loose, so you actually heard the thing hit the blueprint, and I'm like, oh Christ, who saw this?
Some booger reverb.
so we get done with the meeting. The meeting was obviously pretty short after that, and we get
Everything else looks good.
Because after that I started sweating a little bit, and I'm like, Jesus, Christmas isn't hot in here. And then we get done, and the wife's like, "Did you really have shit fall out of your nose?" I'm like, maybe, I don't know. Could have gone either way, but it was just
it was a busy meeting.
It was just a sweep the end for an itch, and I got like an old hanger that fell out of there and ruffled the paperwork. So that's my Carl Gramitz story right there. I'm telling you.
I love it.
Downtown, baby. The remod went well. Thanks for asking.
But importantly, most important, you didn't let it throw you.
You got to drop a shoulder and pretend like nothing ever happened, man. And I do the same thing today that I did that day. Flick the booger across the room and keep on talking. Nothing happened here. I didn't see a pebble-sized thing fall onto the blueprint.
Meanwhile, the 2 people on your sides are sliding back like they got wings.
Well, the wife knows what she got into, but Carl's like, what the fuck? He backs up a little bit. So anyway,
it's funny. Since I know you, I can tell you how old this story, or how long ago this happened, because today you would never, ever conduct a meeting with 2 people on each side of you.
No.
That's across the table kind of situation right there.
I learned my lesson, and I do a solid bat in the cave check before I even go into the meeting.
Oh, yeah.
I used to wear a watch in high school that had a mirror on it. It was a Swatch watch. And with that Swatch watch, I could see what was going on in the cave just before when I went up to talk to the ladies.
Was that the one with the Velcro and shit on?
No, it was plastic. It was actually similar to this Apple Watch band, and it was purely mirrored. So I'd sit there in class and be like, "Yeah, nothing
just
in the middle."
Looking at yourself.
I can go talk to those chicks. Yeah, doing my hair a little bit.
Checking yourself out.
Then I'd pull my comb out of my back pocket and run it through my locks.
Right.
Chick magnet.
Check me
Check
out.
the pins on your pants and head out.
Yeah. Well, make sure they're tight. After this short commercial break, we'll be back with more of the DK Project. And now, a word from our sponsors. Today's episode is brought to you by the Lost Lake Creamery, old-fashioned ice cream parlor, located at 5575 Shoreline Drive in Mound, Minnesota, just off the Dakota Bike Trail and the Lost Lake Channel on the north end of Cooks Bay of Lake Minnetonka. Stop in and see them today. 24 flavors to choose from. Pick up some ice cream on the way to the lake or on your way home from the lake. The Lost Lake Creamery, old-fashioned ice cream parlor. All right, listeners. This is for all you who struggle with their hair on a day-to-day basis. What I need you to do is call the good people at the hair studio in Chaska. Would you have the right cut? Bad hair days are few and far between. If you have a specific look in mind, they can help and then show you how to make it work on a daily basis. Why worry about bad hair days? Just schedule an appointment with the hair studio in Chaska. They can help you develop a carefree, great-looking style. They also offer a full array of exceptional services for the whole family, including haircuts, color, foiling, hair smoothing, waxing, and threading. Remember, when you look your best, your day just goes better. Call the hair studio in Chaska at 952-368-0900. They're located at 500 North Pine Street in downtown Chaska. Tell them you heard it on the project.
Welcome back to the DK Project.
Hey, you know what's really weird? Speaking of flashback, is the 18-year-old is he's really into music, right? So cool, and whatever. And so I'm trying to oh God, I can't. It's like my dad all over again. He God, my nose itches. Is that weird? Waiting for something to fall on my shirt.
Whoa,
So Dave
that is weird.
Oops.
He does keep itching it.
I'm going to wear silent dropping air. My drop zone is silent right now.
Don't let it hit the mic.
It'll hit the mic. You'll hear. Oops. So the kid, when we went on the Mexico trip, they're doing dance music and all this kind of stuff, and he listens to a lot of the modern stuff. But he listens to a lot of, his favorite thing in the world is 80s bands, 80s rock bands. So they're singing karaoke to Journey and REO and
really,
all these really old tunes that I like them, but I don't like now because they're so overplayed. Give me a deep cut from Journey or something off the Dark album from REO. You don't exactly the freaking south side of Detroit or whatever the hell it is. But it's just weird to see your kid singing it. He really likes this music, which, hey, great, whatever. So I don't know. What do you think of that? I mean, obviously your kid's too young to dive into that. Dave, you got kids old enough to listen to the jams.
Yeah, I do.
Oh my God, I just said jams.
You did, and it took me
and there's
back.
No toast in the area. I'm not having toast at all.
No, I was into talking about music with you until you said jams, and now I'm getting back into it. It took me a second though, but we were rolling REO Speedwagon. It was one of our dances we did in the morning when we do breakfast. Roll with the changes. Let's get up and start the day.
Who are we?
Me, Alex, and Josie. My children, and my wife. So we'd be ripping that through our little speaker, like the iTunes speaker or whatever, in the morning, cooking them breakfast.
Really?
Yeah, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Oh, wow.
When they were in grade school.
In the morning, I just get the what's to eat in the finger. We're not listening to music.
Oh, we don't do it anymore. Now it's Dad, stop talking to me.
How dare you talk to me?
Right, but before, they'd be excited about it. And then we'd roll James Brown, I Feel Good. And
I feel good.
It's James Brown's Celebrity Hot Tub Party, and now here is the Godfather of Soul, and
I love that bit.
You know, on the music thing, I was just sitting here listening to you guys, and the funny thing is, like, my kids are younger than yours, but it's a blend. Like, they love what all the kids their age love. I don't even know what it is. Crap.
You know, I've been getting into a lot of Post Malone lately.
But they also really, because we listen to so much.
I'm banging hosing. I think that's all he says is banging hose.
We're a musical house. Like, we listen to music way more than we have TV on.
Right.
And so they get a taste of both. In fact, my daughter is 12. Her favorite, like, you can, and this is no joke, you can come home, go in the living room, she's doing homework, right? And she's got like the music on real quiet, like on the phone on the table doing homework. And most of the time it's the music from a guy we saw in Okoboji live 2 years
really?
ago.
Like a local guy?
Yes.
Really?
Like,
Wow.
knows the lyrics. Yeah.
So you're the one
Pretty cool.
So you're the one who bought the album then?
I did. Yeah, I do. If they're even remotely good at a live show, I'll buy the album because it's like,
All you do is give back.
Yeah.
You know this
What is
guy? Huh?
What is it?
This is my new deal.
Is that Post Malone?
Yeah.
Ugh.
You know what though?
Oh,
He's an ugly mother to look at. But the best thing I've ever heard is Bert Kreischer wants to have a drinking contest with him.
Oh.
Because that's his whole deal, you know. He goes hard in the paint all the time. I think he drinks Miller Lite. I think that's his thing. Cheap
Post?
beer. Yeah, Post. God damn, that's a badass name.
So
Wish my parents would have named me Post.
we had the Super Bowl here. Last
For the rest
year,
of the
right?
show, you guys call me Post.
All right, Post. We had the Super Bowl here last year, right?
Yeah.
So that next day, I had a session in a studio with this band I was working with, and I guarantee this guy named Gucci Mane was in there.
Gucci Man?
Gucci Mane. So he's in the studio and then ran into a couple of the other Gucci Mane dudes, and they were finishing up. They did an overnight session. Literally, the studio, it almost like you got to get on the floor to crawl in so you don't get stoned.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the whole crew's in there, right?
Wow.
And there is chips and cherry licorice.
You know what? I'm blown away.
No black licorice?
Nope, cherry licorice. That was it. Chips, and I remember,
You know what though?
kettle chips.
They oh dude, I found some sweet Tostitos today. Woo, killer. They were like salsa verde or something. But anyway, I go into probably 6 houses a week, and any house under $180,000, pot smell everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That one I was in today with the guy with the sweet dental program, I think a guy finished a J just before I walked in the room. And then that guy's early. I'm like, like 15.
that guy's early.
Like
It's
15
your
minutes,
fault.
dude. Plus, what are you doing in the laundry room? Like, and there's an air bed against the wall. Like I'm the popo gonna, throw down. He doesn't want anybody to know he's sleeping in the laundry room.
What are you doing in the laundry? Why aren't you working?
Oh, timely pause. And we're back.
Right.
Well, I'll give you 2 guesses, but one of them I want to hear off air.
Yeah.
I know he wasn't at the dentist because I think he was a renter. And he was pissed. And then,
Working a night shift.
He was mad that you rolled in there.
yeah, so what he did is he went upstairs and he started opening a can of maybe Dinty Moore. Maybe. It was one of those lower compact foods that were like really packed tight into that container. Serious shit, baby. So anyway, that was my day. It was quite adventurous.
Nice.
But I
It's a
don't
good
know.
day.
I don't know exactly how you draw the line. Is there a tactful way to say, "Hey, how about a mint? How about a piece of gum?"
Well, you're in and out.
Are you really? You don't take the walk? I'm gonna have nightmares.
You used to be able to say shit like that, but I don't think that's politically correct anymore.
Yeah.
You just have to say, "Hey, nice to meet you, fella."
No way.
I'm gonna leave.
Dude, this political correct thing is going too far.
It is.
There's no way. Hey, somebody shit in your mouth a little while ago? What's going on? I'm gonna do that on the next one. The next person that I meet is getting that from me. Hey, did you throw up lately? What's going on? Big time. So anyway,
tongue dying?
I got off order there. Back to my Post Malone situation. He did some. He's got a good voice. He did some stuff at the Grammys. They did this Elvis tribute thing, and he's actually got some pipes. He can sing.
Really?
He obviously struggles with decision making because that tattoo pattern is
That's heavy.
not becoming, and his clothes are really strange. Really strange.
That's all part of the deal.
You know, my Tuesday show on the Bob Sansevier Network with Miss Natalie, we got into the Michael Jackson situation this week. And I wanted to bring it up on this cast because I'm curious to get your guys' thought since we're talking about Post Malone. Remember when you were young and like just to see Michael Jackson or hear him speak was like life-changing?
It was such a big deal. Such a big deal.
Yeah.
Or
like,
the Thriller thing was going on, and you had to watch it. And the making
maybe
of
he'll do the
Thriller.
moonwalk.
Right,
Maybe we'll get a
right.
moonwalk. And then we should think that these current people, everybody's such a media whore that they all want to be out there and be seen and everything, that there's nothing left to the imagination. They're just
there's no elusiveness anymore or any kind of privacy.
Have you seen that documentary?
No.
No, you don't have HBO.
You mean the one about him molesting the kids and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
That
seen
one.
it.
Did you? What did
Yeah.
you think of it?
I thought the one guy was lying about it, and the other guy was telling the truth.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's what I thought about.
they
it. It's
getting
pretty
paid?
evident when you watch it too. The one guy, I don't know what that movie is. Holy shit, he's lying. He looked up and to the right. Whatever.
Oh,
like
a professional
he's like
shot spotter?
Yeah, he's like searching for his answers. The other guy though was right into the camera, honest. But he didn't really hammer him too much.
I don't know though. I how old were they when this happened?
Young. Like,
Under 10.
yeah. I see. Okay. My take on it is real simple. I don't know what happened, obviously, but there's no way my kid is sleeping over at 9 years old with a man. I don't care if it's Michael Jackson or not.
Nah, man. Right.
That's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, but think about
But
it.
are these parents so into, hey, it's Michael Jackson? Like I said, back then, a superstar like Michael Jackson was a superstar, where now, you can run into one at Cub.
Or are there parents, and I didn't see the thing, but is it like, yeah, at the time we didn't think it was weird when he bought us a house. Is there any of that shit going on where they got paid off?
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of it. It's all really weird. Like,
yeah, see that smells bad. Okay,
Sleeping at a dude's house at big cash deposits.
But he'd sleep at the dude's house where the parents were in a different room and the kids would be sleeping in his bed. No. I mean, how do you make sense of that?
Man, that ain't right at all. There's something wrong with that picture. I don't know though. I mean, none of the kids were. Oh God, I don't even know. I mean, it's so controversial. It's like,
What's controversial?
I'm just
about
thinking
it,
out loud.
Why is it
yeah,
controversial?
I don't know. What's controversial? Old guy, young kid sleeping in his bed.
He'd fly the parents on jets.
Hang
and
him.
then go back to his little Neverland,
He's
or
already dead.
what do they call it? Neverland?
Yeah,
Neverland.
Yeah, they'd go to Neverland, and then the parents wouldn't see, they'd never see the kids till the next morning, and Michael'd have them out doing the stuff. And then 40 years later,
I don't know. I mean, but they haven't said anything this whole time. Did anything come out prior to this?
Well, sure, he was under investigation.
He went.
Well, I know he
went to
was
several
but
trials.
with these particular people, these particular individuals, was there things like, have these kids ever said anything before?
Yes.
Well, they did.
One of them, don't quote me on this, one of them did, one of them didn't. And we're going to have to, don't quote me on that, but I believe.
Dave, we're not quoting you on anything.
You know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. We're going to say that
That's
too.
funny. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It ain't right, but I don't know. It's strange. And he can't defend himself because he's not talking to anybody right now. Hey, speaking of which, I want to get on a local hot button issue that's really chapping my ass. Are we ready?
Yeah.
What about these people who claim to be relatives of Prince? Are they just whoring this thing out or what?
Yes.
They're releasing an album already of originals. They're selling off all of his land. They've got his tourist trap over there in Chanhassen. And are they really even related? Who's calling the shots over there? Does anybody?
No,
do you guys know anything?
I'll give you a little bite. I know somebody who lives in the neighborhood, and he's very good friends with the guy who just sold his house. Right?
Okay.
He's like, oh yeah, you're moving, right? The guy called my buddy to tell him they sold and they're gonna be moving and kind of let him know where he's going.
Right.
Prince's half brother bought the house for cash, or with cash.
Really?
Yeah, that's serious. So the half brother can get in on the cashish option. Apparently,
I don't know. Explain. I don't understand.
what do you mean?
So the half brother has enough cash to pay cash for a house? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's saying the half brother got in on the cash from Prince to be able to
Yes,
buy the
to
house.
buy-
Well, there's
Yeah.
like 10 of them or something.
Yeah,
There's like a flock.
But I mean-
of 8. You could talk, Dave. It's okay. Oh, you're in the business. You know. Oh, scratch that. It wasn't Dave. It was Tommy from the store. No, Tommy, I don't think you're right.
Here's what I think about the whole. I'll talk about the album thing. Here's what I think. I think it's horseshit. I think if he wanted, I think
way to go out of witness protection right into the
no,
fire.
I'll talk about the album. I actually tweeted about it today too. I think it's horrible that they are taking music that he didn't want released and
Yes.
and gave it to people.
Yeah.
And now they're releasing his versions of it that he never wanted to release.
Right.
So anybody that would want to hear some versions of it, there's a really good one that was recorded live at Paisley Park with a woman named Rosie Gaines, who has the most beautiful and amazing voice in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing Compares to You, that Sinead O'Connor song that he gave her.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
does an amazing job with that song. And then if you look around, you can find some others. The rest of them I don't think he wanted released, and I think they're doing it for money, and I think it's horseshit, and they're fucking ridiculous. That's how I feel
they're
about
totally doing the cash grab. It's
Correct.
been 2 years.
Correct.
And they've just about hawked everything the man has.
it.
Yes.
And they knew he was sick. They knew he was hurting. The poor guy sevened out almost on an airplane over the top of Des Moines.
Well, nobody did
Across
anything.
across the table from somebody that watched him do it. And then they had to land the airplane there.
Yeah.
He had to get Narcaned. And then they snuck him out of the hospital, flew him back here, and a few days later he's dead. But the guy who's supposed to protect him drove him to get his prescription from Walgreens.
And
then
that's what got him the fentanyl or whatever.
fentanyl killed him.
Does
yeah.
Narcan take care of fentanyl, or was he doing
Yeah.
heroin too?
No, I don't. No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I not the Walgreens bit. I had heard and on like radio interviews or whatever that he had gotten how'd they say it, like what he was used to taking for the painkiller
Yeah.
was he thought he was taking that, and what they got that on the street, so to speak, and it was a radically higher dosage than anyone should take, but that he even thought he was taking.
Ooh. That
What do you mean
sucks.
on the street? He died. He went to Walgreens, picked up his prescription with a driver, and he
Is that what
actually
got him,
Prince
though?
walked into Walgreens, grabbed right in Chan there, grabbed his prescription, went back to Paisley Park, got dropped off, and then they found him dead the next morning.
From
Right,
that
but I
drug?
just wonder if that was the one that killed him, or if they had more in that, because they found all kinds of shit in the
Yeah.
house, didn't they?
Well, I'm sure when you're a
I
drug
think they
addict
found
and
all
no one
kinds of
Yeah.
shit in him.
you're a drug addict,
Yeah.
no one wants to talk about it, no one wants to help you. You want to
Yeah,
hide it
exactly.
and make it. You
wanna-
know,
You want to hear the funny tie to this whole story? Go ahead, Eric. What is it?
oh, come on.
Come on.
let's have it.
Come on. It's just us three.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
just say Eric's in the
that could've
market for a
happened to
new
anybody.
physician.
Yeah.
Just shh.
that was my doctor.
Yeah.
So now when Eric goes to visit him, he has to sign in, and it has to be a what do they call that? Not a conjugal visit, but a conjugal visit, right?
No, he's out of it.
Yeah, no, he's not probably getting.
He's out.
But
I thought it was funny as shit.
The saddest part of that whole story, and I'm not trying to bogart this, but the saddest part of that is the fact that they knew that man was sick.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. And he didn't have a huge inner circle.
No, he was weird.
Okay. No, it wasn't weird. He was protective.
Like reclusive, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
didn't have a lot of people.
Reclusive.
Everybody trying to get something from you. You don't know if any relationship you have is a real relationship or are they just with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then you die and they milk you like a old goat.
Freaking stick it in you after you're dead.
That's horrible.
Who was there with him when he was dying alone and they all knew he was sick and almost died a few days before that? He was alone.
None of these people were anywhere around.
No, he was
all
alone.
All of these people came out of the woodwork.
He was alone.
I'm not even sure I don't know the relation. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Imagine someone telling you somebody, and I'm not trying to get too deep, but telling somebody that you love them and care about them, and you watch him almost die on an airplane, make up the flu.
Yeah.
You know, he had the flu.
Yeah.
You know the doctor's coming the next morning and they're going to try to get him on Suboxone. And you leave him alone the night after just bringing him to get his prescription knowing that he OD'd.
Crazy.
And he dies by himself in his elevator.
I want to use this minute to promote the sudden death box.
Oh, yes.
A la P.D. Corielli. Everyone should have a sudden death box so that when something happens to you, they go to the death box and they know what to do. And I think in Prince's death box, it's going to say, keep all those crazy bastards away from my stuff because they're going to sell it all.
I think you're right.
And for God's sakes, don't let him in my house.
Yeah.
That was the last place he wanted people.
Well, not only did they let him in the house, they sold the house and they turned the studio into a carnival. I don't know.
This house was a studio. So Paisley Park was his home.
Yeah.
His house was there, his bedroom there, he was cooked there.
There's a guy I know who got summoned to do some landscape there, major landscape project. And the guy bought the farm and nothing. Nothing.
Yep.
Wow.
Telling you, great opportunity. He was this close to meeting Prince. And then he had to go and die.
Bastard.
Hell, for all I know, he might be related. As close as these other clowns are. I don't know.
Ooh.
Can you say clowns? I can. I can say whatever I want.
Yeah,
This is America. It's America. Hey man, we gotta wrap this bitch up. We all got things to do, places to go, people to see. I think we will reconvene on Tuesday with Miss Natalie, and then we'll be back next Thursday. The project rolls on. Hey, anybody's got any input or any takes on any of this stuff? Feel free to get a hold of us on the studio line or on the email. Or any social media, too. We're out there. The DK Project. You can email us at the DK Project Podcast at gmail.com. Other than that, boys, let's put a wrap on it. We'll talk next week.
See ya.
Later.
Take care.
That's a wrap for today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends. If you'd like to reach out, you can use the studio line at 612-504-6500 or by email, the DK Project Podcast at gmail.com. And of course, there's always social media at the DK Project Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.